I'm going to shove it in. Hey everybody, I decided to do an impromptu review of the anime Bento, which I saw it on the Funimation website. I'm not telling you have to go there to watch it. If you can find it somewhere else, watch it somewhere else. I'm just letting you know I saw it originally on the Funimation website. Anyways, this anime, just right off the bat, it's going to get a few points off just because of the plot is something so incredibly ridiculous. It's still, I mean, I accept that this is the plot that they went with, but still, it's so stupid. Well, basically, the story starts with a high school boy who one night he's home and hungry, and so he decides to go to a supermarket, buy some bento because it's half price after a certain time at night, and he gets knocked the fuck out. And then, well, he finds out that there's this whole secret fight club, apparently, that specifically targets the half-price bento. Because, like, at a certain time at night, the store manager, who apparently all of them are in on it too, they put some half-price stickers on all of the bento, and then as soon as they go back to the back, you got a whole bunch of random people just come out and start throwing punches. And so there are people punching and kicking, and they're fighting each other, trying to beat each other up so that they can grab one of these bento. And, well, the only rules are that, you know, as soon as you touch the bento, you win. They're not allowed to hit you anymore. You can just walk freely to the register, pay for it. And, of course, the cashier thinks nothing of the fact that you've got all this blood and bruises covering you. It's just a normal Tuesday, or whatever day they do it. But, yeah, some complaints that I have. First of all, the storyline is just stupid. I mean, the overall story, I mean, I was satisfied with it. There are some storylines that I thought were good and others that I didn't necessarily enjoy quite as much. I think the overall story arc is good, but the premise behind it is just so ridiculous I have trouble forgiving it. I mean, wow, people are just punching each other out for a half-price bento, and everyone's just like cool with it. No one has ever once called the cops. I mean, that's just, for me personally, if I walk into a supermarket and I just see 20 people just in a fucking karate match, the first thought in my head is like, should I call 911? No? Okay, sure, whatever, I'm just gonna go this way? Okay, now that I think about it, I might not call the cops, but that's just the neighborhood I grew up in. You didn't see nothing. Anyways, one of the things I definitely love about it is you get so many different characters. There are times when it gets to feeling like a monster of the week type of thing because you see different enemies pop up as you go along, and there are so many people who have different styles of how they fight and, you know, how they gather the bento and stuff. And that's an interesting thing to see, and you see a lot of growth in the main characters. And there was definitely a lot of comedy, and I think that was probably the saving grace. All the points that it lost from being such a ridiculous storyline, it got right back just from the fact that it was funny. There was a lot of hilarious moments in there that just I still can't stop laughing about right now just thinking about them. So yeah, it's just one I'd recommend. Well, if you like fighting, this isn't necessarily the best fighting. There are some times where the action is like pretty amazing. There are other times where I felt like, you know, it could have been better. So it's not necessarily. It's a good mix though. It's got a good mix of comedy and violence with overall it's a half decent storyline. I mean, for me, if I had to score it, I'd say like 7 out of 10. But I'd recommend at least checking it out. You know, see 1 or 2 episodes, see if you like it. I'm not gonna tell anyone not to watch it unless like the sight of blood makes you vomit or something. But there's really not even a lot of blood in here. It's more the thought of the fact that, well, people are getting so incredibly beat up and sent to the hospital at certain points. You kind of expect that there should be blood. And that, in fact, if I had one complaint, well, to add to all my other complaints, I would say there isn't enough blood. I mean, as badly as some of these people are getting injured, I just feel that maybe there should be a little more blood. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, that was just my impromptu review of what I consider to be a very interesting anime nonetheless. And you know what, if there ever was a second season, I would definitely watch it. But am I ever going to watch this series again? It seems unlikely. There's a high probability that I'm never going to watch a single episode of this again. But it's not like I'm gonna go out of my way not to watch it. I mean, if I'm flipping the channels and I see it on TV, then sure, I'd sit through it. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for it. Well.